Yeah, Warren, there's the front page of the West Australian. As I said, this story's been covered by a few mastheads, and I want to have a look at this story by Lani Scar. It's her exclusive take on this, and this is the coverage that I think will probably do the rounds more than any. The architect of this controversial law, which is Kerryn Phelps, of course, she's no longer in federal parliament, so she's no longer an elected member of parliament. She's offered to personally speak with Jackie Lambie to help block the government from repealing this law. I mean, that's extraordinary, Warren.
Oh, look, I'm not surprised by it all because, as I said earlier, this is not really about the health of the people of Manus and Nauru Island. The lies that are out there that are floating around about these people, all you have to do is look at where they're staying. They're not locked up. They're not under any pressure. They're able to wander around. Some of them run businesses. Some of them actually go surfing and all this type of stuff. So there's nonsense about, you see these articles about, oh, this is the concentration camp, which is a total...
Well, that's just offensive.
It is offensive to Jewish people. It's offensive to anyone who suffered under the Nazi regime, and that this idea that that this is all about medicine is quite frankly it doesn't stand up under any sort of scrutiny. It's just a backdoor way of getting people into Australia. Look, I hope Jackie Lambie and others within the parliament will actually start seeing the common sense in regard to this whole process. Because if you keep on doing these things, doing these backdoor entrances into Australia, then all you're doing is opening up for the boats to start again. And we saw the result of that previously with people drowning at sea and dying, and thousands of them. And you saw what's happening in the Mediterranean with a similar policy, where thousands of them have drowned there, and that. So look, this is a very strong humanitarian approach. We process this properly. Our immigration laws and refugee laws are working. Just by this medevac needs to be repealed and needs to be gotten rid of.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's not about humanitarian action. It's not about anything other than politics in its worst form, in my view. We'll just round off the coverage of this story, just having a look at the front page of the Sydney Morning Herald. Carmen, I'll come to you. This is Rob Harris and David Crow's take on the same yarn. It's talking about the Prime Minister, attempting obviously to sway Jackie Lambie to have her vote in favour of the repeal legislation. She's demanding concessions on national security to secure her vote. She revealed yesterday, being today, which is Sunday, the Morrison government had not shut anything off in these negotiations. Now, Parliament is rising this Thursday. It won't be back until the new year. This is do or die stuff for the Morrison on a broader policy agenda, I think, perspective for them. But really, I don't, I've said this before on air, I don't understand how Senator Lambie could in good conscience vote against this repeal bill.
It's, well, yeah, I guess there's pressure on her though, isn't there? And if she's feeling like she hasn't got time to weigh anything up, no better pressure than,
Is it pressure or is it politics?
Well, I guess it is politics, and to be honest, there's so much to it and so many complicated angles to it that I struggle to understand exactly what's going on. But when I see dangerous people making their way to Australia, I'm naturally feeling concerned by that. So I see the reason to repeal it. But I do want to see humanitarian objectives being key. Absolutely, like anybody. I don't want to see people.
If you're a refugee, or if you're a genuine refugee, this is my view. If you're a genuine refugee and you make it to Australia, you have won the golden ticket. If you're a genuine refugee, and I it's no secret my family is a migrant family, post-war economic migrants. My father came on a boat in 1955. I have some understanding of that narrative, but I'm also bloody grateful for the country that gave our family and thousands, hundreds of thousands of like us a shot at life legally. I will say that, coming legally, and not all at once either, like many, many migrant families. Anyway.